You ready?
Ready for what? Something that'll really hit the spot.
Always quick with a joker to light up your smoke.
It's fun and educational.
Welcome to Coughy Talk, a joint production between 3WV and Higher Education. Hello, welcome to Coughy Talk. It's another episode of Higher Education and 3WV's Coughy Talk. I'm Dawn. I'm here in the studio with Seth and Ashley T. How you doing, Seth?
I'm good.
How you doing, Ashley T?
I'm okay.
And I'm great. I don't know. I get really happy sometimes. I don't know why. It's probably seeing your lovely faces. It's so good to see you guys. How you been?
Oh, you know.
Good.
Did you hear the news?
What's that?
Legalization is coming to Virginia, and a little earlier than predicted.
Awesome.
Yeah.
2024.
I'm down with that.
Legalization of retail sales.
Maybe
July
earlier.
1st. 2021, this year, just a few freaking months away, literally like less than 2.5 months away, we will legally be able to possess marijuana in the state of Virginia up to 1 ounce without the intent to sell, of course. But who would ever do such a silly thing? We'll also be able to grow it in our houses, up to 4 plants. Psst, joke. But it's a start, and maybe we'll get things fixed. And for now, we are being protected by our legislators by not allowing the dispensaries to start early sales without allowing locals to also be part of that party. So the governor made amendments to the law that is going to make legalization in 2024 happen. And those amendments that he made are going to allow adults 21 and over to legally possess up to 1 ounce, 28 grams. Apparently in the law, it's going to be 28.3 grams of cannabis without intent to distribute. So if you have the intent to distribute, then all of a sudden that changes. You'll also be allowed to home cultivate up to 4 plants per household. That is true on July the 1st. The amendments are going to maintain all the current public safety measures, though. So smoking marijuana in public will still be prohibited. You can't smoke while you're driving. You can't smoke while driving a school bus. Apparently that's different than driving. And of course, you can't possess marijuana on any school grounds. It's still going to take a few years for it to be legal for retail sales. And because of this, the bill actually has something in it. And this is kind of interesting. You know, in DC, you can go up there now and buy a t-shirt, and the t-shirt will cost you $50, but you'll be quote unquote gifted some free marijuana. And of course, the state of Virginia feared that happening, so they've already put it into the works that can't happen. So according to the original bill, there'll be no gifting of marijuana in the state of Virginia. So we can't increase prices and then gift it. You know, they foresaw that happening so that people could get around it. They also have tried to make sure that they're protecting small businesses in Virginia. Well, maybe not in Virginia, but they're trying to protect people who would like to get into retail sales on a non-medicinal level in 2024. The current dispensaries in Virginia who come from other states where legalization hit and did have an advantage into any local Virginia farm or a business trying to get a license to be a dispensary here are now requesting that they have the right to move forward ahead of anybody else in retail sales. So they would truly get such an upper hand on any locals and anybody else who might want to sell marijuana in the state of Virginia. And right now it looks like that's not going to be allowed, but it's really important that anybody who's interested in this really talk to their local representatives and make sure their opinion gets known, because if we're not careful, what's going to happen is these big corporate medicinal marijuana companies that have come from the West are going to take over Virginia's growth of marijuana. And we really need to make sure that it does get protected so it's local Virginia businesses. There's a lot of local farmers here, and they have been struggling for years to make an income on soybeans and cattle and God knows what else. And the legalization of marijuana is a fantastic opportunity for farmers and farm families who have been struggling for decades to actually be able to make money again for the first time, you know, and now we're going to take it over by allowing these huge corporations from out west to fuck us again. And we need to make sure that doesn't happen. And companies like, is it Monsanto? The seed company who takes over everything and then sues big, little farmers after their seeds show up in everybody else's yard because they pollinate the fucking world. So it's important that as these laws come forward, as much as we want legalization, and I'm all about it, we need to make sure that we protect the local farmers so that if they want to do it, they can. I mean, you're from a farm family, right, Ashley?
Yeah.
I mean,
we could definitely use some of our land to do that. And because we don't profit.
Yeah.
Really, the farm at all. I mean, my air business is cattle. And, back in the day, it used to be a way to make your own living. Like, that's what you did. That's what my granddad did. That's what his brothers did. But then, like, my uncles and brother, like, they've taken it over, and it's a side job. It's, basically a way to keep your land by, using it, and you get to keep all this excess land around where you live. But you have to do something with it, or else you're paying a ton in taxes.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I think that a lot of the local hemp companies that are, all over the place, frankly, right now, and I'm assuming this was their intention from the beginning, but I think they're positioning themselves to be the growers of marijuana in the state of Virginia.
Right.
There was one local that was, a hemp company, and they've already changed their name to, cannabis company.
Yeah.
And I suppose they're local, but it seems to be large money investors that got these things started.
Right. Right. It's not saving small farms like we had all hoped, and I think that's one thing we have to actually hope for, is that some of these small farmers decide to fight this, and hopefully some of the smoke shops in the area are going to support that, because I know at Higher Education, our hope is that we will be backing the small farmer. We will be backing the local who does it right. So Ashley, get your seeds in the ground, motherfucker, man. We got things to do.
I may need some guidance on that, but I'll provide the soil.
And well-fertilized soil, I heard, because we got cow shit coming, organic. That's how we roll at Higher Education. And we're always rolling.
It does suck, though, that everything is so just legal, and you've got to jump through all these hoops. You can't just simply make it. And so question, or maybe just point, Colorado, you always hear, has made all this money, but so, like, in order for us to make this money, which I'm sure is what's motivated the people in Richmond to vote this way.
We need to keep outsiders out.
Yeah, and
first and foremost, this needs to be about keeping outsiders out, and unfortunately, we're not doing that. Ohio a few years ago, I believe, decided not to pass legalization at the time. They voted against it because the legislators refused to put any protections in for local business, and that's really important.
The state doesn't necessarily care. They're going to make their money off of the sales tax on this stuff. Mm-hmm. And being, the first southern state, I think they also assume that there's going to be money coming in from, out of state, North Carolina, South Carolina, West Virginia, places where people are going to drive not that far and purchase legal marijuana in the state of Virginia and spend their money and
go to
create
Airbnbs.
Sales tax.
So they make their money, but
that's right.
We don't. Okay.
They don't necessarily care who is making the profit off the top.
So we'll still benefit from additional taxes in our state.
Right.
Absolutely. But it doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a lot of benefit to local Virginia farmers and stuff necessarily. But I do believe there's going to be a huge benefit to local restaurants, local hotels, local attractions.
And hopefully local head shops.
And local head shops. Because you're not going to just come here, buy your marijuana, and leave. You still got to sleep someplace, eat someplace.
Sure.
So there's going to be a plethora of other things. And maybe tourism is really going to be the boon that hits us here in Virginia because of legalization.
Okay.
On the other hand, Maryland is right above us. And it's already legal,
But who wants to go to Maryland?
We're still a lot closer to North Carolina.
I totally agree. I was born up in that bitch, and I have never wanted to go back.
Well, and I don't know that Maryland is legal.
They're legal.
Recreational sales, really?
Yep. Yeah.
Because people talk about driving to like Massachusetts to buy it, not
And Maryland legalized like last year or the year before.
Don't ask me.
Pretty recently.
I told you I'm never going to Maryland.
I thought Maryland was medicinal legal.
Well, on that note, I'm going to roll this up, and we're going to take a note. We're going to look that up, and we'll be back in just a few minutes with Coffee Talk.
I'm here to share my journey just for you. It all started out with the Higher Ed crew. Down on West Main, I was hanging with a friend when we saw the Higher Ed sign down around the bend. My boys said, let's check it. It could be a banging shop. When we walked into the store, man, it made my jaw drop. There were tubes and handpipes, wigs, and more. They even have a water pipe as tall as the door. Gas mask, rollers, papers made of rice. Sure as bitch, it was a smoker's paradise. My jaw dropped, my eyes popped. Boy, I was feeling. Then the friendly shopkeep said, yo, hey, how you feeling? I said, wow, this your shop. It's really, really great. I just stumbled in, yo, man. It must be fit. You got the packs, volcano, and even the kind. Man, you know the taste can be real hard to find. You got Roar, Pulsar, and Sheldon Black. Damn, you know I'm definitely coming back. This place is cool, dope, and really nice. That's why higher education is the smoker's paradise.
Now offering curbside pickup and shipping direct to your door. Higher Education, Charlottesville's CBD superstore since 2017, providing high-quality CBD and education about all its amazing benefits. Higher Education, because CBD is a lifestyle, not just a greener trend. All right, we're back with Coffee Talk. Turns out I'm a fucking loser. I didn't know it. All my friends apparently have their prescriptions, so it is required a prescription in Maryland. It's just so freaking easy to get one. As long as you live in the state, you can just get one. Quick cards, they say. Quick med card here. So as long as you have a Maryland driver's license, hop in and get yourself some free
Virginia
Maryland.
is basically that now, too. You know, it's not that hard to get a medicinal card.
It's just that it's difficult to get to them here.
Right, you got to go to Richmond for us.
So what's the process for getting your card now?
You have to get a doctor to write you a prescription for it,
Just
that's all.
like a psychologist or psychiatrist to write you a prescription, or your
medical
medical doctor?
doctor.
A medical
can write
doctor, but I think a psychiatrist still can because they can write prescriptions as well.
Interesting.
So as long
That's
as
who
your
you get
doctor,
your Xanax from.
and there, you can look up doctors who are willing to do this. This actually caused some issues in Colorado, but they're actually doing it over like video. But because of the pandemic, it's more acceptable these days. But I do know,
Well, they're rating them like, handing out candy anyway. So why not make it one step easier?
When we lived in Colorado, higher education was right below a store that ended up becoming a dispensary. And the dispensary, the gentleman who ran it came downstairs one day to talk to me and was like, hey, you are so skinny. You should totally get a prescription for being anorexic. And I literally, just like that, had a prescription for anorexia.
I mean, there's any number of things you can say. I
didn't say anything. They told me.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to
sleep,
ask.
I can't
That's weird.
eat. I mean, I just think it's that easy to get a prescription.
Absolutely. When you go to the doctor's office to get it when it was in Colorado, you would make an appointment and say they told you your appointment was at 2. When you showed up, you were you put your name down on a piece of paper and you were in a room that was, half the size it seemed to need to be for how many people were in there. And there might be 20, 30 people there. And every about 10 minutes, someone went back into the room and then came back, paid a bunch of money, and then left and they had their prescription. It was that easy. And most of the time you didn't see a real doctor. It was, just over the thing. So this is just a formality anyway for people who are willing to jump through the hoops of getting the medicinal.
Currently, yeah.
Yes. So it's kind of nice to finally just get rid of that and make it legal for everybody.
Yeah, I'm not going through that process.
There is no way.
Nah.
No, and you're putting your name on a list.
That's
You
one
know.
thing I don't want to be like accounted for in
Yeah.
some way. And maybe we don't want to
Share that.
maybe we don't want to go down this road, but me, in my personal beliefs, like I am pro firearms. Like that's just, I've always shot guns. Like I'm an enthusiast.
Here.
Yeah. So I've always felt that if I were to go in and say that I have this problem and then it comes back later in legislation and it's like, oh, well, you had to go see a psychiatrist or a psychologist or what, I forget which is what. So I'm always terrified even to this day in college. I have like extreme OCD. And so I did go see I had to see a psychologist and a psychiatrist because one, you tell your problems to, and the other one, they prescribe you something,
right?
And verify that you go. But anyway, I'm scared that if I were to do that to get my card or whatever, then I'm put down on a list somewhere, and at one point someone can just come in and take all my guns away because they say that I have a psychological issue or something.
Right.
Well, that's a bit of a stretch.
It is, but I
Because
also
lots of people talk to therapists.
Yeah, okay.
That's perfectly natural. And the information that you talk to your therapist about is...
But that's the psychologist part, not the psychiatrist part where you're getting prescriptions.
Well, that's true. That's not the same as
it
getting
is
a
reasonable.
prescription.
I think it's
That's
a
right.
reasonable concern. I mean, I've thought about this too. I walk around with a Rottweiler everywhere I go, and everybody knows this about me. And I've had people ask, "Is it emotional support?" And I guess kind of it is. But I don't want to get the card that says it's an emotional support dog because the last thing I need is for someone to go, "Okay, now you have an emotional support dog. You can't carry a gun as well." And I think it's very important to carry a gun. I think it's very important to know how to protect yourself. I'm not a very large woman, and I've never really been a large woman, and I've lived in some of the roughest places in the country. So, you know, like you, I believe in my Second Amendment right. I carry a gun almost every day of my life. So, you know, the gun, does the dog really protect me? No, the gun's to protect the dog and me. You know, it's not the other way around. And I don't want to lose my right to have that gun. And I also, you know, so that scares me. The idea of having someone think that I have something wrong with me and I'm not allowed to have my gun.
Well, it all goes back to government control.
Yeah.
And, you know, they basically get to tell us what we can and can't do. So.
We're supposed to be talking about legalization.
Yeah, we're not talking about guns anymore. We're taking this
I'm not taking my marijuana.
taking it out of the, you know, the government is.
But the fact is right still. You know, it's not something that you necessarily, you know, jumping through this hoop so that you can get your hands on some THC right now seems like a scary thought.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Something that may not be a good idea. And
People
then,
have been smoking.
especially with legalization right around the corner.
Yeah. I just don't think it makes a lot of sense. I think it sounds silly.
Right.
And right now it's already decriminalized. So
Right.
if you do get caught with under an ounce, you know, and that's what they
Well,
say is under an ounce as long
Suppose
as.
what I'm excited about is the ability to grow my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, 4 plants isn't that much though.
So
No.
is it 4 plants per person in the household?
It says per household.
Oh,
is what the law-
damn it.
4 plants
And
per
I
household.
think there's going to be rules about like how close your kids are allowed to be around it.
Yes. You can't have children accessible to it, or they can't be accessible to children. You can't, and all the rules about doing it anywhere near a school or
Yeah.
where a nursery. If your house is near a nursery or school, you still won't be able to do it. But the idea of 4 plants per
I ain't got no
household.
kids in my basement.
But in the future, you might have some girls.
Let's hope so.
4 per household. You know, they haven't gotten into this specifically, but you know, for anybody who's cultivating,
That's like 4
that's
at
a
any
joke.
time.
It's 4 total. That's 4 total. So you got some little weak ass
But as soon
saplings. What the
as, you
fuck?
know, as soon as,
Yeah, it's 4 total. So all, you know, I mean, this is a cycle for anybody out there listening. I mean, come on now. We, you know, open up your Facebook and whatever, open up some Google. There's a cycle to growing marijuana. You plant it. It takes a little while.
right, you're not starting
you know,
with 4 seeds.
Exactly.
And then growing them to
You
the
know.
end and then starting over with 4
Yeah,
more
this
seeds. That's
is not how it
ridiculous.
works. So, you know, we can have another podcast on growing if y'all need me to. No problem. Just put a message in there. I'll be happy to discuss how to grow. But for right now, what we're talking about is that 4 plants ain't enough for no motherfucker. Okay? That's just how it is. So let's
Well,
just
I
go
was
down
gonna
the
say,
lines.
if you have 4 plants, you know, in cycle at any time, you know, only 4 that are under the big light at any time.
So I wonder where they came up with 4 from. So you guys know more about the growing.
Because, you know, actually 4 plants outside.
Would do fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
how
if
much
you're
would,
not-
I guess it would depend on what
Sure,
plant you're
well,
Under
growing, but
ideal
how much does it yield?
conditions,
Under ideal conditions, 1 light in your house, a 1,000-watt light, is going to yield you roughly 1 full pound in a cycle. So it doesn't matter if you have
I
1
was
plant or
thinking about,
4
like,
plants in there.
outdoors.
Yeah, I'm not really into the. I don't know. I'm not an outdoor kind
I
of
feel
knower.
like it's potentially pounds.
I've heard though that indoor people get 1 pound per 1,000-watt light
Under ideal conditions.
under ideal conditions.
The outdoor plant, how big can they get? If you, I mean,
Huge.
Fucking
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, because that's like
and you
something
can tie
I don't
them
know 'cause
down.
We've never been allowed
Well,
to.
that's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
allowed to do them in the backyard with, you know, cages and nets and.
Yeah, but the problem is you kind of want to lay them down so that they can sprawl more because
So then you grow exactly how you want to grow it. But I mean, perfect fertilized conditions. They
Sure,
can be
sure.
incredible.
Absolutely. If you're going to do some outdoor growing, I think 4 plants, you make 4 plants pop in your outdoor, you can probably take care of your small household for a year, I suppose.
Really? I was still wondering. Like, if you could you get a pound off a single plant?
Yeah.
So then you got 4 pounds. Is that enough for a year?
No, it's not.
It might be enough for some and not enough for others.
It's not. That's a household. That's not per individual. What if you have a husband?
Yeah.
What if you have in-laws or some bullshit like that living with you? You might have to feed other people. What if you're young and you're still sharing a house with like roommates? 4 pounds? Shit.
All right, well, let's go back into, working around the law. Can you separate your house into 2 different households by, like say you were renting something out?
Divorce your husband and like put a tape line
or
down
just
there.
say we're separated and be like, oh, we're living in 2 different
There you go.
Just so you
households
know,
here.
if you take 4 pounds, which is 16 ounces, and you've got
Each.
Yes,
Each
that's
pound
right.
is 16 ounces.
That's right. So you got 64 ounces.
60 ounces.
And 12 months out of the year, that's 5.3 ounces per month. Or more than an ounce a week.
That's enough.
For a person, for like one person.
I don't know.
That's a lot.
I smoke a lot, but I can't say that. I can't say that I have 5 ounces in a month.
That's what I'm saying.
The goals. That's.
You can do whatever you want with it at that point, though. I'd be eating the shit.
But that is if it yields the correct amount.
Those, again, ideal conditions.
Yeah, I'll tell on myself. Like
And that's
back
one
in,
person.
in college, my ex-boyfriend, we grew in our apartment, and I don't think it ever yielded what we anticipated it to yield. I mean, we had good stuff come out of it, but it wasn't like an obscene amount, and we didn't even sell it. Like it was for our own personal and friends, So again, I guess you got to know what you're doing growing wise.
And you need, and you need to make sure the quality is there too.
Oh, you guys should do classes. You should do classes. Can you do that?
Classes on what?
You guys are already in the industry. That's a good way for you guys to make money, is how to grow.
All right, I'm
We're
there.
not in the growing industry.
But you know about it. Like you
I've heard stories. I sure have.
You're here educating though. Like you're
We
like
sell, tobacco water pipes.
okay.
But I got friends and I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying necessarily that
Let's
first.
grow together.
She
We could
said
grow
we're going to do
together.
lessons. I'm like, we have water pipes in the store. It's going to be legal. Are we going to show people
We're
how to
going to
use
show
water
people
pipes?
how to smoke a tube. Come on down,
I'm
July
down with that.
1st.
Come
We're
on
having
in.
lessons. Woo! Bring your
You
own.
put your flame right here.
All right, bring your clipper
And
and
then
your gram
when
to
your lungs
higher
are full-
education. We're going to show everybody how to pull a tube the American way. Woo!
But
That's right. We got Mike over in the corner rolling. Y'all check him out.
That's right.
No, I'm trying to take this to the level of this podcast. You're educational. So,
I like this.
You know a lot about the industry. You've been to Colorado. You know about all that there. You know more than
You know
the
what? We
average
should.
household.
July 1st is legal. You can
Right,
gift ship
so-
July 1st. Why don't we plan on having a party July 1st at higher education?
Or-
where people who
that's a good
want
idea.
to get to know each other, people who are giving it away, want to give it away, come to higher education. We'll have some pipes in the backyard.
and
we'll
share tips on
We'll
how
share
to,
tips how to do stuff
And then post
just
July 1st, when it is legal to grow it in your house, then maybe we start having discussions on our podcast about
about
growing.
how to grow it exactly. But July 1st, what day of the week is that? When is this? Let's talk. It's near my birthday, just so anybody knows.
Me
Just
too.
so you
It's
know.
my birthday month.
Me too. See, are you a Cancer?
I am.
That's why I like you.
Probably
I see.
have to cut this out. 'Cause
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I totally understand
Sorry.
that. Sorry. All right, so July 1st, the plan is we're all going to meet at higher education. It's a Thursday. It's going to be
Wait a
fucking bomb.
second.
You got to bring your own because we're not. Oh, what?
3 days later is the 4th of July and it's going to be a weekend. You don't want to just have a...
Why? Because they're already going to have plans for the 4th of July. I don't want to compete with nobody else's plans. It's all about me.
Okay.
Thursdays are good days. They're good. Ah.
Used
So
to
Thursday,
go to this
Thursday.
bar that had a promotion and it was so happy it's Thursday, which is SHIT. We should have a shit party.
I love it. I love it.
We can record some things while we're there and call it a shit show.
Nice.
That's right. So happy it's Thursday.
We could get some big piles of chocolate and throw it at each other. Shit show.
That took me a second. I was like, why chocolate?
Put some butter in the chocolate.
Okay.
Can of butter.
Oh,
We're sharing.
we're sharing.
Remember?
Yes. So July 1st is a Share Fest in the parking lot, and we have a little park right behind our store.
Yeah,
you know, cute little
We have
grassy
2
knoll
stores.
in Charlottesville. In Charlottesville.
Sorry, Richmond. Kids. No party for you.
The parking lot sucks.
I don't know. That parking lot parties too.
Okay. So maybe that one should be on the 2nd, because we can't be in 2 places at once.
Yeah.
What to do? Do we
Friday.
divide and conquer?
TGIF.
No, and make it one party. Do
One party?
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Each day. Like, don't,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 parties.
Yeah, 2 parties, but.
Oh, yeah.
one
That way
for
everybody
each
can go to both.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a
Yeah.
great idea.
Yeah. That's actually a great way. Nice. And then, that gives people a great way to get into that holiday weekend, because then it's the 4th
That
of
sounds
July
like an
to celebrate
awesome start.
all that is 4th of July.
Prepared.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You can pick up some, gifts from people who might have them. Mm-hmm. Maybe higher education can have a swag bag for people who need something.
Wow. That's an awesome idea.
Yeah, I think so. I'm full of something. It's not usually awesome ideas, but I'm full of something.
So this makes me want to smoke. So.
All right. So, can we use the water pipe this time? We're going to go outside because we're in a studio, and did you know they don't let us smoke in the studio? So we're going to take that smoke break. We're going to come back in here. If you guys don't agree with us, you should totally contact 3WFE and let them know they should let us smoke in here, especially with
Petition.
legalization on July 1st. We
Right.
should be able to smoke
you wanna
inside this
show up
building.
outside with
Show up and
signs.
help us. Let's protest
Let
3WV.
them smoke.
Let them
Let
smoke.
them smoke.
Let them smoke. Up and smoke with higher ed. Up and smoke with higher ed. Oh, yeah.
We're going to fight for our right.
Come on, fight for our right to smoke. We'll see you in a minute.
CBD.
We will help you with your anxiety. We'll pick you up when you're feeling low. And nothing costs a pocket full of dough. Relax your body, free your mind. Higher Ed is the place to find.
CBD.
Let us help you with your anxiety. Now offering curbside pickup and shipping direct to your door. Just call to place your order at 434-293-PUFF. Higher Education, Charlottesville's CBD Superstore since 2017, providing high-quality CBD and education about all its amazing benefits. Higher Education, because CBD is a lifestyle, not just a greener trend. Be careful and smoke at home. And remember, share the experience, not the pipe.
Higher education is still open, so come in.
Best prices, best selection, most knowledgeable. Higher Education, Charlottesville CBD headquarters.
All right, we're back.
Welcome back. Remember to cough, right? Because it's coffee talk.
Yeah, coffee talk. Yeah.
So that was a good sesh.
I don't really have a lot to say. I'm kind of hungry. And
I feel like
should go get
I'm
breakfast.
glad that I sat down, and this happened to me last night too. Like that water pipe that you guys gave me, that I was gifted a while back. I hit that last night, and it's very rare. I mean, I had some really good stuff to go in it, and I was making like chicken salad for and then I had to sit down mid chicken salad because I was like, I might fall down. So that's
Too
kind of
funny.
going on a little bit right now too.
I carry Milano cookies in my purse for occasions like this.
I feel like that's the name of the podcast. It's like,
Milano cookie.
no, mid chicken salad.
Mid chicken salad.
If you ever just had to take a break,
What was I doing?
I legit had to put it in the fridge because I was like, I'm going to set these celery stalks just back on top of all this stuff I'm mixing, and I'll get to it in a little bit. So I did go back to it. I'm not that type of stoner. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
Duh, you were getting hungry.
yeah. I like to be productive. So it was
Yeah.
odd for me to sit down because I don't usually, not that I don't sit down and watch movies or something like that. But I'm not one of those that passes out. I usually get motivated. And so it was odd to me that I was like, okay, I'm going to have to sit down for just a second.
Nice. Said water pipes. That's what happened. All right. One outside waiting for me.
I feel like we should just go ahead and wrap this up today.
Yeah. On that note. All right, y'all. So, since Dawn can't seem to get it together, I'm going to say goodbye.
All right.
Peace out. Go to higher ed. 619 West Main Street, 2307 West Cary. Right? Y'all know the information. Smoke Shop, higher education, smokeshop.com.